when I came to Nigeria, I had to face my womanism, which is I am a woman, right? In America, I was just black, and now I am a black woman, and I'm in an environment where there are certain things that people expect from women, right? There's certain things that they hope that you would be prioritizing as a woman. So when I first got to Nigeria, my ambition at face value and the way that I went about it was quite masculine, and people didn't like that, right? And you would think that maybe that would actually help. Oh, she's so aggressive. Oh, she's going for it, you know. But it turned off some people, right? Business-wise and otherwise, right? And I don't think that that's fair. I think that women are not given the grace that they can be given to excel even in their own lane. So there's a way you speak and you're too aggressive for a woman, right? There's a way you say something and it's like, oh, that's not graceful for a woman. But you're in a boardroom and you're wondering like what your grace and and you just watched a bunch of men curse each other out. But you start to do it and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, she's a bit too aggressive. So I think for me, investing in women and what I do with my team is I put them up, right? Like for things that they would say, oh, men should be the only ones rolling tortillas. I make sure that my female employees can roll tortillas. When it comes to leadership positions, there's nothing that I don't think my female leaders cannot do. I don't put them against men. And in many ways too, I try to get men to understand them, right? So almost everyone in my team can explain to you female cycles, because you have to understand that biologically there are things that this person is facing that you don't have to face. Now, it doesn't make this person any lesser than you, right? It just means that if you want to invest in women, you need to understand that 3 weeks out of the month, she has things that she's dealing with. It doesn't make her lesser. That's part of the investment. Education, right? Equal opportunity, not giving women money for things that you think women should be doing, right? Like we want to see more fintech CEOs that are women, right? Because they understand that it's not easy to get a loan for a woman. It's not easy to get a house in Lagos for a woman. Like those things don't make sense. It doesn't. And so you wonder why people are in crazy relationships with people that they shouldn't be in with. But when you want to leave your parents' house and you can't get a house by yourself, the next thing you're going to do is find a man to get a house with. Where other parts in the world, she might not be faced with that. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think investing in women is not just at face value finance. It is, okay, understanding a woman wholly and not using those things that you understand about her as a weakness, but understanding that it's a strength. I mean, how can somebody give birth to children and you call them weak? You just can't. But if you understand that process, right, then there's better conversation, then there's easier, hey, you know what? There's a reason paternity leave exists for men and women. Because why should a woman be the only one taking care of the child 3 months out of the whole process? You know, even that 3 months is a problem. But so I think for me, investing in women is trying my best to create a level playing field. And doing that, not being like, let's ignore what it is. No, like let's talk about these things, let's understand these things, and let's put women in. Quick story, like on December 24th, we had a team bonding, and we had, you know, my teams were playing against each other, co-ed, but they basically, the men decided to tell all the women that they shouldn't play during the soccer game because, you know, it was a men's thing. So the opposing team finally decided that they were going to get a girl from my team to play for them, and she scored the winning goal. And they all looked dumbfounded. And I just kept saying, why would you think a woman wouldn't be able to play this game and win? That's what we're trying to do here. Create a level playing field, make people understand, because I hope that my team members, when they leave El Padrino, will add value to the society because I've made them understand a woman better. Not to bring her down, but to literally understand her powers. But I think that people are looking for answers that say, oh, create more opportunities for women, oh, put more money. And yes, there's all of that. But all of that is going to be water going into an empty sieve if people don't understand women. You need to understand women and what makes a woman, not just in the way that you've been told on TV or in the media or in whatever. Because when I first came here, when I would tell people that I was trying to do a restaurant, it was like, oh, okay, like that's cute. But I had a lot of male chef counterparts that were taken very seriously, which would blow your mind, right? Because you would think that, oh, women in cooking, maybe they would give them more money. No, you still can't win there. It's like, oh, of course you're cooking now, that's cute. But a man is doing it and they're like, oh, have you seen the way that man cooks in his kitchen? You know, I mean, there's a lot of, all of my male chef counterparts are absolutely fantastic. But we would even discuss this with each other, where a female chef is not taken as seriously as a male chef. And I'm sure a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't even know that the first chefs were mostly males. They were not in France, they were not women. So you can't win, even when it comes to cooking. If I was given a magic wand to design a world, ooh, so I want to have kids. So I can design that world. If I was given a magic wand to design a world, I think it would be one where we could have conversations. I think that we're getting to a place where it's getting harder to have conversations. I'm very passionate. I can be quite political. I have my own views, but I am probably part of the last bit of millennials that got to see what it was like to have conversation. You know, where you could sit down with your friend and they would have an opposing opinion about something and you guys would still have a conversation. And when you're done with the conversations, you would go have like dinner and lunch after. I think that's just the only thing missing in my world. I think insecurity, all of these things are still gonna be there, but I miss, because we're getting so polarized in the world, I miss the world where we can have conversation and understanding. You know, like I would do speech and debate when I was a kid, and I learned so much from speech and debate because you had to research your side, you had to research their side, and you had to listen, because that's how you got rebuttals. And sometimes when people won, you understood why they won, because the argument made sense. And I think we've missed that. And that's what I'm saying when I talk about educating people, about women, coming back to just have those conversations and not have them from a one-sided lens, have them from an open-minded lens. So my perfect world is a world where we're having conversations, a world where people understand their differences and don't use it as a way to one-up each other. And a world where authenticity is the order of the day. I just want a world where people are themselves, because it would just make it easier for me to be myself. I like being myself. And if I can have a world where I get to be that more and more, then I hope I can bring more people into this world that can do that. Hi, my name is Uzo from El Padrino, Taco Tuesday. Happy International Women's Day. There's nothing that makes a woman less than a man. If anything, everything makes us just equal.